Good morning. It's actually like 6:30 at night, but we're making a notes video, so it might as well be morning. Unit 9, Note 6, dividing a polynomial by a monomial. So we are simplifying rational expressions and doing a bunch of divisions. So let's move on to my little friend called log division. Here, if we remember, we put the 15 out front. Right, that's the divisor. The dividend goes in the inside. 15 divided by 32 is 2. 2 times 15. Remember here, you subtract these two lines. So 32 minus 30, there's going to be a remainder of 2. Bring down the 4. That's just going to be 1 time 15. Now, if I added those, it would be 39. I don't want that. I want it to get smaller. We're trying to get the smallest number that they both go into. I get a 9. Bring down the 0, 90. 90 minus 90 is going to give us 0. So I would probably put 6 here, remainder is 0. Either way, the correct answer to this is 216. Then we have 12 is our divisor, and our dividend is 5730. I would have said 4. 4 times 12 is 48. What I do is I subtract those two lines to get a small number like 9. Bring down the 3. I might guess and check with my calculator to figure out how many times 9 goes into, or 12 goes into 93. I would have tried like 9 first, because 9 times 10 is 90. I would have got 108. That doesn't work. I would have tried 8 then. I would have got 96. That doesn't work. So the biggest number is actually 7. Because 7 times 12 is 84. So I'm going to have a big number of a 9 left. But this actually works twice in a row, because 84 is going to be the only thing that goes into 90. Now I have a remainder of 6. Remember, your remainders of 6, you could write that as 44 and 6 over 12, which would reduce by 6 on top and bottom. So I'd say the answer to this is 477.5. Okay, important parts there. You need to be able to subtract each line. That would be number 1. The other thing is you got to be good at knowing what numbers go into what. And guess and check method on your calculator might all you need to do. So here's the big deal. This is what we're going to do with the division of polynomials by a monomial. So monomial is 1, so it's just going to be 1 variable. Divide the coefficients, right? So you're taking out common factors when you do this. You're taking out all the common factors. Simplify the exponents and write your new polynomial. Notice it says subtracting here. That's because when you divide exponents, you subtract the powers. So I'll show you what that looks like here. So number 3, here's how I like to write it. I like to scribble this one out, and it says to divide by an x and an x. So in this front column, I have 6 divided by 1, if I wanted to write it, is 1. x4 over 3 is going to be x cubed. Then when you look at this column, you have a subtraction sign. It stays subtraction. You have a 12 over 1, so it's going to say 12. And 3 minus 1 is what you're doing here. All right? All mathematicians are lazy, so then 3 minus 1 is 2. So this is the answer you're looking for. Not a lot of tricky things there. I just like to write it twice. So you'll see like Miss Johnson in her video, she writes it all over again. But we're taking shortcuts here in Hooperville. And what we're trying to do is see these things. So 16 divided by 2 is 8. 5 minus the 1. So the 5 and the 1 is subtraction, so that's going to be x to the 4th. Sign says name. 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's why I put a line through it. It's 1. 2, so this is going to be like minus 1 if I wanted to scribble that out. This is going to be x. And really, you don't even need to write plus 1x. That was silly of me. We're just going to write plus x. Now, notice these are not like terms. This is a 4 and this is a 1 technically. So those are not like terms, so you can't simplify. This is your final answer right there. So nothing really too tricky, right? Just make sure you're combining like terms if you can. Otherwise, I like drawing in these columns. So I know I got to divide by 6a there. I might as well draw that in. Draw that in, 6a. So then 12 divided by 6. You can make this a 1 and a 2 if you wanted, but either way it's 2. And I'd have 5 minus 1. If you look right there, 5 minus 1, it might be hard to see, is 4. This minus sign stays the same. 3 over 6. Now, what you can kind of do with that is divide by 3 on top and bottom. That'll be a 1. That'll be a 2. But I need to know that there's going to be a 2 in the denominator. And then a squared minus a to the first, 2 minus 1, is just going to leave me 1a on top. So notice how I wrote that as a over 2. Alright? That's how you need to think of it. The a there, the value of a, is still going to be divided by 2 if we do like a substitution problem. So you need to make sure you have that. A and a would cancel here. 42 divided by 6 is 7. One other way you'll see this written sometimes, you might see people write it like this, 1/2, which would be just the 1 up there, times the quantity of a. Because dividing by 2 and multiplying by 1/2 are the same values. So really, whatever one works in your brain, but these two are the same thing. And I think you need to be comfortable with that as fraction writers. Alright, so 5x. So we need to do 5x to everything. And so I usually draw this in here so my signs stay the same. 15 divided by 5 is 3. X to the 4th minus 1 would be x to the 3rd. 4 minus 1 is 3. I would keep that minus. 35 divided by 5 is 7. So then now you have 3 minus the 1 would be x squared plus 4, because x is cancel there. That's all you got to be able to do. So this might be easy for us, but this is all Unit 3 stuff. Alright, this is where we knew multiplying, you add the powers, dividing, you subtract them, blah, blah, blah. And if you're good with fractions, this should be kind of, dare I say, enjoyable math for you. So this is another goofy one. Alright, if I write 6x here and 6x, kind of see what I'm looking at. Right here, you have 2 6. So like on a quiz, you got a 2 out of a 6. That's going to be a decimal or a fraction. I could reduce that to 1 over 3. Now x3 minus x1, I'm actually just going to have an x squared on top. So what I would have said is this is 1x squared with a 3 on the bottom. A lot of people are just going to write that x squared over 3. Well then 6's cancel, so that's 1. 2 minus 1 is just x, so x to the first plus 7. So I would think this is probably how 95% of people you are going to work with are going to write that problem as a simplified answer. X squared divided by 3 plus x plus 7. Look at my 2a. 2a. And I just write 2a under all 3 terms there because I just want to remember that. Alright, I got to do it. So 10 divided by 2 is easy for me. 5. 2 minus the 1 there is just 1. A's cancel in the second ones. Then I have 6 divided by 2. That's just plus 3 plus, ooh, this is the goofy one here. 12 divided by 2 is 6, but I still have to divide it by an A. So it's almost like a remainder problem. You have 6 divided by what we were dividing by, which happens to be an A left over because the 2 worked out. Great news. These are the last 2. So let's just get them done. 5x, 5x. 15 divided by 5 is still 3. X to the 4th minus x to the first is x. 4 minus 1 is 3. Plus 7 and 5 don't have anything that go together. So I'm going to leave this as 7. 3 minus 1 is x squared over 5. Plus 2 minus 1, so I'm going to have an x left, and then 10 divided by 5 is 2. I like this answer for this one. It's great. And then last but not least, we have 7m 7m. Alright, 35 divided by 7 is 5m to the 5th. 6 minus 1, alright. 4 minus 1, so I'm seeing an m to the 3, because 7 divided by 7 is 1, and I'm too lazy to write the 1. And then minus 3. Notice no like terms there. Nothing else we can simplify. So that is division, long division I guess you could say too, just division of a polynomial by a monomial. So those are all vocabulary words, polynomial and monomial, but you should be able to simplify. Thank you for listening.